How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Sean. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Yeah, guys. Just this is Lauren. She's from the Workers' Party GB. You've got an event that is coming up called a No2Nato event. Also,
Yes.
that David Clews is going to be speaking at. Do you want to just briefly talk about it? I do apologize, by the way, for keeping you away. I need to get something off my chest, obviously, that happened during the weekend. But please do introduce yourself and obviously talk about the event. So I know you've only got short time.
So this Thursday evening, we're having a No2Nato event, which is a transatlantic event. So we've got speakers from Britain and speakers from the US, including Nick Brana, who co-founded the Rage Against the War Machine movement in the US, along with Angela McArdle, who's the chairperson of the Libertarian Party in the US as well. So she'll be speaking. George Galloway, Chris Williamson, two former Labour MPs will be speaking, and as you mentioned, David Clews will also be speaking. So the topic we really will be covering on Thursday will be the question of unity, bringing in people from all aspects of the political spectrum to oppose NATO and oppose this war, which I think is really, our only chance of stopping it. We all have to come together no matter our disagreements on different topics, and it'll be streaming from 7 p.m. across our YouTube channel, across Telegram, across Facebook, etc. I can share the links sort of with you at a later, tomorrow.
There's a No2Nato YouTube channel, is there?
There is, yes.
Right. If I can find that, I'll filter that down properly. Let me see. I know you're a relatively new organization, so you won't pop up immediately. Is this it? No2Nato, I assume. Is that the one? Just the one? I know. Gorgeous George Galloway has. Let me just subscribe to that because I want to follow that. So let me just put that in the chat, guys. So it's going to be live streaming from there. And where else did you say there was other channels? I assume George Galloway will be live streaming it, I imagine, as well.
On George's channel, as well as the Workers' Party, YouTube and Telegram channels.
Okay.
Some American platforms as well through Nick Brana and Angela McArdle.
Cool, awesome. And tell us about just the history, because I actually went to the live one. Now, obviously, I used to be in politics. I'm not in politics anymore. Obviously, I tried to be in a third party and get somewhere, but once you realise in my opinion, the system is quite very much against you, Lauren. Would you agree on that? At least to say,
absolutely.
Obviously, you and I would probably disagree on certain things. I'm obviously more of a sort of libertarian. You're probably more sort of socialistic sort of leaning. But what we definitely do, and I'm glad that you've got speakers from this. That is true unity. That is true, like of an alliance. Obviously, we're against this. We're against, NATO. I mean, what's your opinion on NATO and America, etc., and all of this? What do you think on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, NATO is basically leading us towards, World War III, if we're not already there. We've seen the escalation of things in Ukraine, and the UK is basically following the US's lead on all of this, as members of NATO, which is why, our sort of platform is against NATO and against Britain's membership in NATO, because we want independent foreign policy. We want to be able to determine, British foreign policy in the interests of British people. But we can't do that while we're a member of NATO. And we've already seen, a shift in the last week or so with the war drums beating, against China as well. And that could be truly disastrous for humanity as a whole. So, that's the next sort of frontier that we're needing to really come together on the, a massive scale. To try and oppose this.
Yeah, and I'm glad that there's so many people that are, uniting. You mentioned someone from the What is it? The U.S. Libertarian Party or another
party?
Well, I think it is the US one. That's actually quite impressive because they're actually quite a big party. I think they're the third biggest party in the UK after the the Republicans, Democrats, and then whatever the first two, whoever the biggest numbers. And then it's the Libertarian Party, so that's quite something. But that's fantastic, and you've got all of these big speakers. So tell us where I can get the actual. Where's the actual event though, so I can share the link to the event itself? Like, is there anything I can find? Is it on this page here?
It'll be streamed on our YouTube.
Yeah. But
To
is there
actually,
like a flyer for it or anything like that, or some kind of link to it?
it was shared on the Unity News Network last night.
Oh, was it? Let me try that. Let me find that
on the Telegram
awesome.
channel.
Brilliant. Let me go on to that.
If you on WhatsApp, and you could share.
Yeah, if you would. I think I did see it briefly because I saw. Oh, what's this? Here we go. George Galloway. Yep, David will be joining. Fantastic. Yeah, so here we are. Let me just put it here and just play it out. Let me turn on the volume to it, and we will get that on. See, we're not GB News guys. We've got to do everything ourselves. We don't get the big money because we're not allowed. We're not allowed. We're a banned network essentially of that. David Clews will be joining the Unite for Peace panel alongside esteemed figures such as George Galloway and Chris Williamson, as well as others from abroad, exposing the military-industrial complex on Thursday night. Oh, actually, Angela, yeah, she is the chairman. Yeah, it's actually because they've gone through a bit of a renaissance. The U.S. Libertarian Party, they were a little bit woke, but then there was an internal election, and they voted out all of the sort of woke libertarians, if you know what I mean. So they've sort of gone back to their sort of roots of being, anti-war, anti-big state, anti big banks, etc. So it's anti-big corporations, etc., and all of that. So it's good that they're doing that. But that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Do you have to? Can you say any more, Lawrence? I know you're on your break at the moment, and obviously you need to get back to work, or whatever. But anything you want to say finally?
I do have to go, but I just want to say, there's a lot of people who criticize, the work of trying to unify across different sort of groups of political spectrum. Some people aren't pure enough with their ideology. Some people, were wrong on this issue, so therefore you can't hear them on another issue. But, when we're talking about war, what's more important? And we can disagree on, the environment, although I don't think we really disagree on the environment. You can disagree on COVID or, trade unionism, whatever. At the end of the day, we need to get through this next period and avoid a catastrophic world war in order to, resolve some of those other issues. So, I think it's really important to just reject a lot of the sectarianism that we see and, come together for peace, really. That's all I have to say. And I do have to leave, but hopefully you'll have me on again soon and we can have
definitely, Lauren. Definitely. I do apologise again that obviously I had you on late, but I had to get something off my chest. I probably will continue back into it now, just to round it off and never talk about it again. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks very much, Lauren, for coming on the show, and I will put the link in obviously because you're a member of a high up member of the Workers' Party, I assume. So I'll put that, or at least a noted one anyway. So I'll put that in the chat there. If people want to follow, it's totally up to them. But thanks very much, Lauren, for coming on.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sean. I'll speak to you soon. Take care.
Take care. Have a good day. See you later. Take care.